Hi, I'm Larry Donahue with Law for Small Business. Thank you for tuning in. This video is about parent-child companies and setups, and I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about what it means and how it works, because there's a lot of confusion out there, and frankly, sometimes you don't need it. What is a parent-child LLC or setup? It is where you have an operating company that is the business. It is the one that may be advertising, has customers, collecting revenue, and it is local somewhere. You may be located in Texas, then it's a Texas LLC. New York, Illinois, Florida, doesn't matter. All those states, all 50 states, require the company to be registered in the state you're doing business. So if you are a resident of Florida and you are doing business in Florida, you should have a Florida LLC. You can have another LLC, but then you got to register that other LLC as a foreign LLC in Florida. So let's make it a little simpler and let's just call it a Florida LLC. That's the child company. It's the operating company. For anonymity purposes, you cannot own it because we have to disclose ownership information with the state. So we talk about having a parent company owning the child. The parent company is a holding company. It is not doing business at all. It's not marketing, it doesn't have customers, it could have employees, but it shouldn't. Its only purpose is to hold an asset. That asset being the child LLC. And by having a parent-child as a holding company, we do not need to register it in any of the states. Most laws that I'm aware of don't require registration in the state. So what is a parent-child LLC? It's where you have the parent holding company owning a child company that's operating and actually doing business. With the parent company, you or your partners own it. And that company can be located anywhere. And if you're concerned about anonymity, it makes sense to consider Delaware, Wyoming, or New Mexico. There's a few other states, but those are the three most popular. So the child company is reported at the Secretary of State, shows ownership of the holding company. The holding company then preserves your anonymity because it does not disclose your ownership information. That's what a parent-child setup is about and why. Both companies need a registered agent. You can't share a registered agent. So if you're in Illinois, you have a registered agent for Illinois. If you have a New Mexico LLC parent, you have a New Mexico registered agent for that company. Addresses. We have to put a physical mailing address down for both companies. So the rule is it could be located anywhere in the world, just cannot be a P.O. box. You can use the same address for both companies. So for instance, if you used our virtual mailbox service and it's located in New Mexico, you could use that New Mexico address for both companies. Do you have to use that address? No, you could use something local, convenient. A UPS store would work. It needs to be a street address though. It could be a mailbox with a street address. That is fine. But what you need to think about is, if you have a Florida address and a Wyoming or Delaware company, but you have a New Mexico virtual address, is that okay for your business or not? The other thing I want you to think about is if you have multiple companies, let's say you have two properties with two different LLCs as children, and maybe a property management here is a third. That's a great structure, by the way, to protect your assets and your liability. You're doing a great job there. The question is, what address do you use for these other companies? You can use the same address for all of them. The problem is, somebody on the internet can do a reverse address lookup and figure out that these companies are all owned by the same holding company and at least get a general picture of what this overall mechanism looks like, even if they don't know who the actual owners are up here on top. If you care about that, my advice would be is maybe multiple parent-child setups to create sort of isolation pockets, and that prevents people from figuring out what you have going on somewhere else. That's it. That's the quick lecture. If you have questions, please call us. My name's Larry Donahue. Anybody here can help you. You can call us at 505-715-5700. Thank you.